Hello, and welcome to MoviePod, a reclaimed cinema podcast. Spooky month continues, and this week we will be discussing a film that the New York Times referred to as anti-children, anti-capitalism, anti-television, and anti-Irish all at the same time. It is a sequel to a famous horror film with an iconic villain, and this film does not feature that villain whatsoever. It was not a film people wanted, but it's the film people received. It has since been reevaluated as being a wild standalone film and franchise that has had incredible highs and abysmal lows. So today we'll be talking about Tommy Lee Wallace's Halloween 3 Season of the Witch from 1982, produced and written by John Carpenter. So this week I'm joined by Jacob. How are you doing, Jacob?
I am doing good today. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Stoked to talk about this movie. This movie is wild.
Before we get started with that, I do have to say something.
Mm-hmm.
2 more weeks till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 2 more weeks till Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
That song is so catchy.
It is annoyingly catchy.
So we're recording this a little early because I'm going to be away at a Forest City Film Festival by the time this episode releases. So we're recording this on October 15th. So our news references may be pretty outdated by the time this releases on October 28th. But, it'll be a time capsule a little bit. So, the Season of the Witch and the Halloween franchise. So, what's your overall experience with Halloween as a franchise?
So, I would consider myself a fan of Halloween. I've watched most of the movies for most of my life. Little side fact about me: I mostly got into it because of my mom. She watched the original movie when it came out in theaters. She actually told me that the first time she watched it was in a drive-in theater.
Cool.
But also, it terrified her.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because it's a scary movie in itself, but also because she was the exact same age that Laurie Strode was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like she herself was being chased by Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, just hearing her about how terrifying this movie is got me interested, and I just started watching after that. And yeah, Michael Myers is at least my pick for the best horror movie serial killer.
He is awesome. He is, this is probably my favorite slasher franchise overall.
I would agree with that, yeah.
I just think that, Friday the 13th has too many low points and never gets as high as these movies. Nightmare on Elm Street gets kind of obnoxious. To be fair, I've not seen all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, so there's a lot of blind spots there.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one. First one's really good, but
Texas Chainsaw?
Yeah.
The second one's a blast too. It's more of a horror comedy, but it's a really well done movie.
Okay.
I recommend that one.
I think the one thing that Halloween has going for it that a lot of horror franchises don't is John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest directors ever.
Yeah. And, it's funny. So this one is not directed by John Carpenter, it's directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, but because Carpenter wrote it and he produced it and he does the music for it, it feels like a John Carpenter movie still.
Mm-hmm.
It has the exact same vibes as one. So my experience with the Halloween franchise is that first one I ever watched was a Halloween Resurrection.
Oh, God.
Which is a bad one, but I rented it for Halloween when it came out in 2004 or something for a sleepover at Halloween night. So I heard a lot of things about the Halloween franchise, but I never watched it before. So me and my friend, we rented the movie. And it's really bad.
Your first Halloween experience was Michael Myers getting kung fu attacked by Busta Rhymes.
Yep. Oh, that part's great. When he busts through the second story window with a chainsaw, that rules. Makes no sense. And then I think I watched H2O after that. So I didn't really actually start watching the Halloween movies till I was 18 years old or something like that. I started watching them on AMC and oh yeah, the first one, Stone Cold Classic, it's great. Then I watched the other ones, oh, it's great. And one of my friends, previous guest on the show, Jake, he always said Season of the Witch is the best one. You gotta watch Season of the Witch. So but I also heard conflicting things with Season of the Witch because it doesn't have Michael Myers. I heard everyone hated it because it's just a dumb movie. And I watched how could anyone dislike this movie? This movie is nuts. It's so much fun.
I think it's obviously your tolerance for batshit craziness.
Yeah.
And also, if if you're expecting it to be like that. Like, even if you go in knowing that Michael Myers isn't in it, I don't think you would still fully know or appreciate just how buck wild this movie gets.
It's a radical departure. So, like, the first Halloween movie, which John Carpenter directed, 1978, it wasn't the first slasher movie ever made, but it was like the first like major, huge, successful slasher movie. Like movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre existed, Black Christmas existed, so the slasher movies existed. But like
Halloween started and like popularized a lot of the tropes that we see
solidified
today.
it, and then like I think Friday the 13th comes like a year or so later, maybe a couple years later, and like that like really gets the format into place there, and. So, like, the first Halloween movie has, like, in case you have no idea what this franchise is, so Halloween follows an escaped mental patient named Michael Myers, not the comedian, but a guy who wears a William Shatner mask. And he stalks around and kills people, mainly teenagers in a small town, on Halloween night. It was a huge, huge hit. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis, launched her into stardom. And, like, it was cool because Halloween's, like, a hit with, like, it had very low advertising when it came out. It was, like, a lot of word of mouth. And it made like a lot of money. It made $70 million, got good reviews, and now it's just considered one of the best horror movies ever made, which I fully agree. I think it's like my favorite slasher movie by far. Like I'm not sure what else even comes close.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. It just has a lot of the John Carpenter-ness of it that just really puts it over the top.
Yeah, like a big thing that really helps too is that John Carpenter does the music to his own movies too. So
yeah,
it's a really
and like
great synth score.
Yeah, so not only is it like one of the scariest movie ever made, but he also made one of the most iconic horror themes of all time.
Yeah, it's like it is. Yeah, again, it's like when it pops up in this movie because like there's a couple times in this movie where the original Halloween movie's on TV and they play the score to the original Halloween movie and it's like, oh, that's the music. That's the music. I've heard this before.
Yeah, I have some comments about when they do that, but we can get into that as we're talking about the movie itself.
Yeah. So with Halloween 1, so like after Halloween came out, it was a huge hit. John Carpenter's creative partner and producer Deborah Hill, they wrote a sequel. John Carpenter said he really struggled making it. A big controversial choice that he made for the sequel was making Michael Myers the sister of Jamie Lee Curtis's character Laurie Strode. He says it was a desperation move because like he didn't have enough plot to actually justify a sequel, so you need to have something, some nugget, something meaty in there to work with. I think it's a bad choice of the franchise. Sometimes they retcon that, sometimes they leave it in for future sequels. But
yeah. I think that was the one like really good shakeup that the what is it, David Gordon Green movies make, is they just completely ignore everything from Halloween 2 past.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice because I think that the sibling thing they never use it effectively at all. I think it's just kind of a cheap twist.
It just adds needless complexity when, he's just a serial killer who likes killing people.
I don't know, it works to like something like, I don't know, Empire Strikes Back, having a family relationship completely shock everything about a person's, like, the way they view good and evil, bad and good, and just, like, that works for Star Wars, that worked for, like, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, but, like, when it's just, like, it's at the very end of the movie, and it's just, like, oh, yeah, they happen to be siblings, like, who cares? Why does it matter?
Yeah, it's also kind of crazy because rewatching Halloween 2, Laurie didn't even realize Michael Myers was the one trying to kill her in the first movie.
Yeah, that's like one of the coolest things with the first movie is that all of Halloween, like, Jamie Lee Curtis does not know she's in a horror movie until like the last 5 minutes of the movie. It's such a good slow build of tension because like her friends are getting killed off, and then she just sees all the bodies of her friends, all the carnage just happens, and then she like is able to like get away, but like the villain's still around and everything, the evil's still around, like the tension's still there, she's gonna live in fear forever, like, but she doesn't know that she's being watched and stalked until like the last couple of minutes. I think it's such an effective ending to the movie. And like I think that's hard to recreate. And like I think the big thing too with mentioning how John Carpenter didn't really like the choice of making them siblings is that with Halloween 2 being a pretty big success, but like not a mega success, like they were asked to do a sequel, of course, again, and because he struggled really creatively, he's like, well, like, let's not make it a sequel to Halloween 2 because we can't do this plot line again. So like he was saying in interviews at one point in time too, Michael Myers is dead, that plotline's over, we're moving on. And so they kind of want to do like a, you know, an anthology type thing, where like, what if we just do something completely different that focuses on a different aspect of Halloween, turn like a Twilight Zone thing, we'll do a different new one each year. And so the original director for this movie is actually going to be Joe Dante, which I think would be absolutely fascinating. We got Joe Dante.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
He left to do a segment for that Twilight Zone movie, the snuff film.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, Joe Dante was not the one that killed someone. That was John Landis, but that movie is kind of corrupt.
Yeah.
So Joe Dante and British author Nigel Neal wrote the screenplay, and Dino De Laurentiis, who was the distributor, didn't like the script. He wants something more violent. So a lot of the plot actually sounds like it is the same to what we got today, but De Laurentiis wants a lot more gore and blood. And so Neal kind of left, and Tommy Lee Wallace, who was the production designer and editor for the first Halloween movie, he's worked with John Carpenter with The Fog as well. He was chosen to be the new director like weeks before photography began. John Carpenter said a big influence with the writing of this film in general was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So the town in Season of the Witch is called Santa Mira, which is the same name as the town in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And yeah, it's a lot more of a paranoia thing than it is like a constant dread kind of movie. Deborah Hill describes Season of the Witch as more of a pod movie rather than a knife movie, and which is which if you're expecting this movie. Like, if you expect this movie to be a lot more like people getting slashed in the face kind of thing. There's a lot of great deaths in this movie, but it's a different kind of death.
Yeah.
And so Season of the Witch is the title. Like, this movie has no witches in it at all, which I was shocked by when I first watched it. I thought it was going to involve like covens or something. I wasn't expecting a evil toy factory.
Yeah, I guess if you want to stretch it, you can say there's like witchcraft involved. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's very not well defined what it is or really even why they're doing the things they're doing. It's just
funny.
Yeah, it's just a really rich Irish toy maker who, just for shits and giggles, wants to pull a Halloween prank by just murdering every child in the United States.
It's nuts. And, like, it's so funny because, like, child death is like something like, I don't know, like if you put a child getting murdered in a movie, it really flavors the whole movie. And I feel like the way this movie does it, it's kind of like comes across as lighthearted in a way. And like the child heart death in this movie is absolutely horrendous, but kind of like, wow, this movie has balls to do that.
Yeah, I think there's a lightheartedness to how just absurd it is. Because like even like up until the most recent Halloween movies, even Michael Myers himself didn't murder kids.
No, like that was like sometimes there's a moral code which comes across as strange. Like it changes like what his mindset is and how aggressive he is. But like, yeah, he was not a child murderer. But this movie is like, we're gonna kill not just one kid, we're gonna kill all the kids we possibly can.
Yes. Because something about bringing back the spirit of Halloween, or something. Not the store, just the general spirit of Halloween.
So let's crack the movie itself. So we open up with a CRT TV screen. We see a bunch of scan lines with it, and a bunch of orange lines start going across the screen. And John Carpenter and Alan Howarth's score, which they composed together, the kind of staccatos with each new line that appears on the screen. Mm-hmm. And in a blue font, we get Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And we see the orange lines on the screen are making up a jack-o'-lantern. And, like, the first two Halloween movies, they have, like, the opening title scenes have, like, the first one has, like, just a jack-o'-lantern just kind of burning its candle. The second one has a jack-o'-lantern burning its candle, but kind of starts decomposing, or starts falling apart. It's a later one that starts decomposing, though, right? Is that the newest one?
I know, like, in 2018, it's like a rotten pumpkin.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That gets like brought back into.
Oh, reconstructed. Like yes. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's a clever, simple image to do, and I think this one does a great twist on doing a throwback to those ones. Yeah. It's extremely relevant to the plot.
Yeah, it is. It is foreshadowing for the end of the movie, or not end of it, but yeah, it's foreshadowing for the plot.
And like the tone with this opening title sequence, it's a lot more ominous and like. it's a slow build to how eerie the music is. It's not just like immediately you're attacked by the music. And
ooh, computers, scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the screen begins to flicker and strobe white, and then we cut to an underpass in Northern California. It says it's October, Saturday the 23rd, which is 8 more days to Halloween.
That also kind of establishes the movie's really weird obsession with title cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we might talk about it a little bit, but like, there really is no reason for this to be 8 days before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But
I really just want to throw that jingle in different variations as much as they possibly can because it's so catchy.
I guess, yeah. But either way, we start on October 23rd.
Mm-hmm. And there's a man running, and he has an orange pumpkin mask secured to his belt. There's a car chasing him. And he tries to hide in the lot of a car shop. He gets pinned to the ground by his pursuer. And there's a man with no expression to his face, and like he's just some white guy in a suit. He looks like Adam Scott in Severance.
I was kind of thinking he looked like Pro Jared, personally.
Pro Jared?
Yeah, he was. He used to be a big YouTuber back.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not my sphere. Yeah. So like, yeah, again, like there's a lot of nondescript looking white guys in this movie in suits. Sometimes they're all Irishmen. They're all supposed to be like Irish. So like, some have red hair, some is like dark hair, but like they're just nondescript white guys.
If there's one takeaway from this movie that the audience needs to learn, it's never trust an Irishman in a fancy suit.
No, yeah. This movie, the New York Times writer was so right. This movie's incredibly anti-Irish. It's so funny.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if this was made like a century earlier, anti-immigrant people would be using it as a reason why we need to crack down on Irish immigration.
This would be like the birth of a nation for Irish people in America. They would change the policy.
Yeah, they're stealing our jobs. They're putting the humble toy and mask makers out of business so they can murder our children.
Yeah, this movie literally makes a point to say that this evil town, this evil factory, is importing Irishmen and completely displacing all the local, like, hardworking Americans that have been there since the 1800s.
Yeah. Yeah, again, this movie is just bananas.
So this Adam Scott-looking guy, or this Pro Jared-looking guy, is, like, has him pinned to the ground there in his car lot, and the pursued man's able to pull a chain that removes a wheel block and causes the pursuer to be crushed by a car. So he gets up, he escapes, and there's another guy
after the car is moving like 2 miles an hour, though.
Yeah, it's enough moving, to crush someone.
Yeah, it's moving so slowly. He absolutely has the time to get out of the way of it, but he just kind of stands there staring at it, and then he gets crushed.
Yeah. And speaking of useless title cards, we get another title card saying 1 hour later. So we're at a gas station. There's a TV broadcast telling a news story about how a slab of stone that weighs 5 tons was stolen from Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And so then it's followed by a jingle on TV, which we sung up before a little bit. So it's to the tune of London Bridges falling down. And in the commercial, it's like 3 of the Halloween masks are sold by this company called Silver Shamrock. They're rocking back and forth. And there's a lot of stills of a clover, which is the company Silver Shamrock's like their logo.
Mm-hmm.
And the song goes 8 more days to Halloween, 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 8 more days to Halloween, Silver Shamrock. It's the catchiest thing in the world. It has like a nice little like bump 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 bump.
Yep. And if you find it annoying the first time you hear it, don't worry. You're going to hear it like 30 more times throughout the whole movie.
At least 30 more times. It's great. And so the pursued man, he gets to the gas station. He collapses and tells the gas station attendant, like, "Oh, they're coming." So the guy drives him to the hospital. Is passed out, man. So now we are introduced to the hero of our film, who is probably the greatest protagonist in cinema.
Yes, certainly the greatest middle-aged alcoholic womanizer in cinematic history.
Probably the best doctor I've ever seen portrayed on screen, because there's no doctoring.
Yeah, he's there for the nurses. That's it.
So we're introduced to Tom Atkins as Dr. Dan Chalice. He's a mustachioed man who loves to fuck, drink beer, solve crimes, and tell his ex-wife he's not been drinking that much.
Also, funnily enough, his ex-wife is played by Annie in the original Halloween.
Oh, I didn't make that connection. That's cool.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Tom Atkins, he's worked with John Carpenter in The Fog and Escape from New York. He would later be known for his roles in Lethal Weapon and Maniac Cop. He's pops up in a lot of horror movies here and there. He's had a probably very healthy career just popping up as like a horror guy. Mm-hmm. So Atkins, he's returned to his ex-wife and kids at his home there. He's gifted them 2 Halloween masks. They're plastic and they're shitty. They come in a paper bag. He has a lot of paper bags because he's doing a lot of drinking.
Hey, a man needs his drink, okay?
And he certainly needs his drinking.
Especially with that nagging of a wife, am I right?
Women, though, right? This movie has a complete attitude towards women. It's not a very progressive movie in that regard.
No, not in the slightest.
But women don't get as bad as the Irish do in this movie.
No.
But the mom's already gotten the Silver Shamrock masks. So the kids put on the masks there. They start singing the Silver Shamrock jingle. They go to their TV. They're completely obsessed with the Silver Shamrock commercial. And
I do think it's a very nice touch that throughout the movie, like, kids are obsessed with it, but the adults find it just so annoying.
It is so accurate. Like, I know, like, it kind of reminds me of, like, me, because, like, I'm of the age where, like, I was, like, 7 or 8 when Pokemon started coming out on TV. And, like, that was one where, like, everyone after school, like, rocking home to watch Pokemon on TV. These catchy jingles, trying to see the new episode of Pokemon so you can talk to all your peers and everything. And every adult and every parent was like, fuck, what the fuck are they watching? And why are they watching this? And so I can kind of see, like, yeah, like, I can see the kids, like, caring more about what's on television because they've been hyped up this jingle there than actually caring about getting candy on Halloween. This movie's not really about getting candy. It's more of just like, oh, we want to win this big prize because some corporation told us it's be good to win. Like, this is the era of, like, Saturday morning breakfast cartoons where marketing is absolutely king and getting children to nag their parents.
Yes, and apparently this company is so successful at marketing to kids that they're able to become one of the richest companies in the entire country based off of selling 3 kinds of Halloween masks.
It's so shocking and weird because like it doesn't make much sense because, like, Halloween comes once a year. Like, you think they would kind of diversify. Like, I don't know, what if we try to sell, like, Santa Claus suits or something, or like bachelor party gag gifts or something.
Nope, it is specifically 3 Halloween masks consisting of a skull, a pumpkin head, and a green witch.
Yeah. Not that exciting. Do you think that Silver Shamrock nowadays would try to do, like, Spider-Man or something, or even when Marvel even sell their rights to them?
No, because they are proud Irishmen.
Yeah, they stick to their own.
Yep.
They would just, like, have a mask that one Irish kid in Harry Potter that keeps blowing himself up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, realistically, they probably wouldn't exist in the modern times because the company got sued into bankruptcy because of its dastardly plans on Halloween.
Yeah, this is only a scheme you can pull off once.
Yes.
And, so, as, like, the kids are watching the TV and the wife's nagging him, Atkins, he gets a page on his beeper. He has to call back to the hospital because he's a doctor, apparently. And the wife says to him, "Drinking and doctoring, great combination." She is 100% correct. And so he gets to the hospital. He's treating the pursued man who's passed out there. He's on a gurney in the hallway. He wakes up and sees the Silver Shamrock ad on TV. He freaks out, saying, "They'll kill us all! They'll kill us all!" And, like, Atkins is like, fuck this guy. Just jack him up with sedatives. Like, he just, like...
He's just crazy, man.
Which is the only doctoring he ever does in this movie dealing with the patient is saying, like, just, like, put this guy, like 30 cc's of this and that. Like, I don't want to deal with this guy.
Yeah, I guess that's really the only reason why he was made a doctor, so he could interact with the guy from the opening scene. Mm-hmm. And I guess so he can have, like, a couple of... one really good scene, like, that's coming up in a few minutes.
And so the patient's sedated. Atkins is having like a whiskey nap on the couch at the hospital. And
After he says a few sweet somethings to his nurse and smacking her ass.
Oh yeah, he's a real pervert.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the worst part yet.
There's so many weird perverted things he does in this movie. And so Atkins is asleep. So a guy in a suit, another one is an Irishman, pops up in the patient's room and attacks the man, gouging his eyes and crushing his skull, which is really cool.
It's a really convincing effect, too.
Yeah, because, like, he's, like, putting his thumbs into this actor's eyes, and, like, the actor's playing it so well, but the guy's, like, freaking the fuck out, and he's hearing, like, the one crunching noise. It's very gnarly.
And then he, like, almost pops his nose out doing it, too. Yeah. It's gnarly, but it's the first, like, really good kill of this movie.
And there's a bunch of good kills in the movie, I think. Like, there's some really good ones.
Yes, there are.
So, Atkins wakes up, and he chases after the killer. The killer gets into a car, and then he just, in the driver's seat of the car, the guy covers himself with gasoline with a jerry can, lights himself on fire, and just blows up the car and himself.
Yes, he pulls an airplane maneuver.
Yeah. Previous episode.
Yeah.
And so Atkins calls his ex-wife because she's pissed at him because he's supposed to be home to look after the kids. But he's like, I gotta look out. I mean, but talking to cops at 2 deaths that just happened here at the hospital. So the next morning, the dead patient's daughter shows up. Ellie Grimbridge, played by Stacey Nelkin, who Roger Ebert said had the best performance in the movie. I think Roger Ebert's just a pervert.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's fine.
Yeah,
in the movie.
But like nothing stand out. Like I think that the guy who plays Cochrane is just deliciously villainous, and Atkins is having so much fun being like a borderline alcoholic. Like it's just a nothing performance. There's nothing to the character for her to do much.
Plus, yeah, and then like she almost completely disappears in the second half too.
She does,
yeah.
Thing. So Atkins does very little to comfort her in the scene. It's like 3 days later. It's Wednesday. So Tom Atkins at the morgue trying to get more deals with the man who exploded himself. The medical examiner or mortician, whatever her role is, they're very flirtatious back and forth. Mm-hmm. It's very Moneypenny and James Bond. Like I'm not sure if they're actually hooking up at some point or not, but you can probably tell why Tom Atkins and his wife got a divorce.
Hey, he just loves his women, okay?
Yeah.
A commitment can just really bring the relationship down.
Yeah. So we get in our time jump, so 2 more days to Friday the 29th. So
they were just really flying through the week, but also really taking their time, getting this plot going.
Yeah. So Atkins is at the bar drinking and smoking and watching TV, and he's watching a trailer for the original Halloween movie. So we get to see Michael Myers, can see the original, hear the original music. And he's like, change the channel. And then he gets cut to an advertisement for the Silver Shamrock ad. And the Silver Shamrock ad is promising a big giveaway to happen on Halloween night.
I will say, if the filmmakers wanted to do their own thing with the idea of Halloween horror movies, that's cool and all, but I don't think it was a very smart move on their part to directly reference Halloween in the movie itself.
Because they're just reminding you of a better movie.
Yeah, because you're already telling people, oh, we're making a Halloween sequel, but it doesn't have Michael Myers, and then during said movie, oh, but we're showing that the Halloween movie exists. Look, it's Michael Myers.
Yeah. You turn out, leave your theater right now, and probably go watch it on TV.
Yeah, if I were an audience member back in, what was it, 1982, I would have been a bit pissed. Hell, yeah. Even watching it in 2025, I was a little annoyed at that.
Mm-hmm. So Ellie comes into the bar and to discuss her father with Atkins. He's like, oh, what was the father's last words to use? Like, oh, I love my daughter very much. Like, you're a liar. Like, what were the actual last words? Like, they're going to kill us all. And then he got killed a few minutes later. So Ellie takes Atkins to the hardware store her father worked at. And this store sells Silver Shamrock masks. And Ellie says she's been doing some detective work. And she's, gone through his ledger, what he's been up to, the meeting he's supposed to have been at. And she realizes that he ran into some trouble when he's picking up Halloween masks from Silver Shamrock and Santa Mira. So At this point, Atkins decides, like, again, he's a doctor, not a cop, not a detective, not an investigator. He has no personal connection to the case at all. But he decides he is now all in on this case. So,
well, to be fair, one of his patients was brutally murdered, and he saw a man explode himself. I would be at least a little intrigued as to what the hell is going on here.
I'd be a little curious, too, but there's a lot of police officers who are already looking after the case. They came to the hospital. We saw them.
I mean, who do you want solving your mystery? A horror movie police squad or Tom Atkins?
Probably Tom Atkins, yeah. But kind of reminds me of like a Lifetime original movie. Like, I love Lifetime original movies because every one of those movies, it's movies made for white middle-aged suburban moms that love to drink wine, and every single one of these movies is like there's some incident happens at a school. Usually, the daughter is like seeing a boy that the mom doesn't like, but every single one, it's the mother taking actions in her own hands, not trusting anyone else, and solving a mystery completely by herself.
Oh, I'm well aware. My mom fucking loves Lifetime movies.
They are so much fun. They're so bad. Like, the reason why I started using Letterboxd religiously was because during the start of COVID, me and some friends online, we did some digital movie nights, and we started watching Lifetime movies. And the problem with Lifetime movies is that they often have multiple titles. So we start watching one Lifetime movie and get like 20 minutes and we're like, fuck, we've seen this one already. So like, all right, I gotta go to Letterboxd, write something for every single movie just in case. So like, have you seen this one? Yes, we have. We can move on.
Yeah, they also all have like pretty similar plots, so it's kind of hard to tell at first glance which movie is which. I can imagine.
And they're all filmed in Vancouver, so the same like roster of like BC-based actors, a bunch of like dead-faced Canadians, like.
Yeah. So basically, Vancouver is the Atlanta of Canada, is what I'm hearing.
It pretty much is, yeah. Like again, Tron Ares, that was filmed in Vancouver.
Oh God, why'd you have to remind me that Tron Ares exists?
Yeah, well, like during this baseball game, I heard that new Nine Inch Nails song during the commercial break. Like, hey, cool, like that song was good. That movie sucked though.
I don't know. Maybe I'll catch it on like Disney Plus when it comes out. But I'm kind of thinking of just like popping in the soundtrack. Just going. That's
the thing is, like, it's as a visual album for Nine Inch Nails. Like, anytime the Nine Inch Nails score happens, just stop listening to the dialogue. Just pay attention to like the visuals and what the music's doing because that sounds really cool. The action scenes look terrible. Visually, it does not look that great at all. Like, it's weirdly quickly edited so much that like the visuals look very garbled up. Mm-hmm. It's not good.
Yeah. Also, just Jared Leto does not. He kills any enthusiasm I would have had for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one's good in the movie either. It's just the music that's good. But speaking of someone that's good in the movie, again, it's Tom Atkins, who is like... Tom Atkins should have been the lead of Tron Ares. Like, seriously, if he played Ares, a drunk like computer program coming to the real world, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So... Because Tom Atkins is like all in on this case now, we cut to him on a payphone. He's telling his Linda, his ex-wife, he's going away from the kids for a couple days, and it's two payphones beside one another, and he's talking on the one to the right. On the one to the left, there's a 6-pack of beer on top of it.
Yes, he absolutely loves telling his wife that he cannot spend time with his kids, and then immediately goes to get drunk afterwards.
Yeah. And she's yelling at him like, the kids aren't going to remember your name. He's like, I promise I'll take them trick-or-treating, don't worry, I'll be back Monday, even though Halloween's on Sunday.
Yeah, after promising that he would be there for Halloween. Yeah. And, so he doesn't even know what day it is.
His excuse this time is like, I'm going to some boring doctor convention. He's like, what's the name of the hotel? He's like, I don't remember. I'll see you later. And the way he delivers this line, he's like, I'll call you Monday, and hangs up.
Yeah, he grabs the 6-pack and then gets into the car with Ellie to drive away.
Yeah, it's so funny. And so, like, they're on the road trip now, and as they're driving, they got, like, I don't know, some, like, tourist guys. They learn about Santa Mira a little bit. So, small dairy community that had a factory in World War II. After the war, some wealthy Irishman named Connell Cochran bought the factory and converted into a Silver Shamrock Novelties. So, it's a mostly Irish community making Halloween masks in the middle of California. And I truly don't know much about American history, but I'm not sure if the Irish really settled that far out west. But
it's California.
Yeah.
I don't think they did either, but like a lot of people moved to California because like land of opportunity, and they found gold there.
Yeah, like, my family came over from Ireland to settle in Ontario because like they were like farmers in Ireland. The potato famine hit, then like they moved here to farm like potatoes. Like they came here to farm. That's their skill. But, like I'm not sure if it's like California's a lot of agriculture, but like it's a different climate than what you're going to be doing in Ireland.
Yeah, very very much so. Yeah. But it's also not like Cochrane and his family are doing agriculture anyway.
No.
Because, I don't know, something about Northern California is perfect for his mask-making factory.
Yeah, a West Coast operation, which should be an East Coast operation.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later on.
Before we move on, I took a special note on this when I was watching. This has nothing to do with the plot. I just like noting that when they pull up to a gas station and the unleaded gas is $1.32.
And what would it... I'm always confused with gallon to liter, so what would that be?
Oh, right.
What's the gas price like roughly today?
Gas price, at least where I live, is hovering around like $4.
Okay.
$4 a gallon. So I think like up in BC, that's like $2 more for a liter, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I should have got I always like bringing the conversion calculator out to figure out what stuff's actually worth back then and stuff. But with gas prices, I'm always just like the metric, the gallon liter conversion. Like I never think about it all. I was buying gas and I saw a Bills game last year, and I was like, what the fuck are these prices? I don't know how to manage this.
Yeah,
the first time ever buying. Actually, my biggest shock was like somehow like I like never really was the one driving when I do road trips to the States there. So I cross over to like New York State, and I'm like, wait, what? Miles per hour? Fuck, I gotta figure this out.
Well, I know at least cars here in America have like the kilometers an hour inside. I wonder if Canadian cars.
Oh yeah, they have both of them here too. But it's just one of those things. I'm just like, I'm not used to looking at the inner part of the speed reader there. Like,
right? Yeah, I went to Canada like a couple years ago, so I know it's like. It seemed like way faster than what I was used to, so it probably was a bit slower for you, like at first glance.
Yeah, I also like didn't want to go like I know like in Canada like roughly how much you can go over the speed limit and be totally okay. I'm not sure what the rules of the road are in America.
Usually it's you can go 5 miles an hour over and be okay.
Okay, yeah, and like usually up here it's roughly if you go 10 over you're fine. 10 kilometers per hour over you're okay. So like,
okay.
That makes sense, yeah. So it's about the same, yeah.
Yeah, 10 kilometers is like roughly 5 miles.
Yeah, so in this ghost town in Santa Mira, Ellie comments was like a ghost town. Like, there's cars, places, but there's no one really wandering the streets at all. And there's a bunch of surveillance cameras that are observing them. So you go to the motel, and the motel owner is the most Irish stereotype person in the movie. He's the one doing the kind of like Lucky Charms like accent. Like hoity-toity, like, what's your room here?
Top of the morning to ya.
And so Ellie's looking at the room. This a motel owner's like, oh, we got like new showers in. It's great, fantastic. And Atkins, meanwhile, like runs over.
One thing that should be established, though, is they're both like trying to investigate what's going on at the factory, but obviously they need some kind of cover story for why they're there. So when they pull up to the hotel, Tom Atkins gets the brilliant idea to pretend that they are a married couple. And I think this is a good time to mention the fact that this is the beginning of the movie romance of Dan and Ellie, and it's a little problematic considering that Tom Atkins, at the time of filming, was 24 years older than Stacey Nelkin, who plays Ellie in the movie.
And she looks young. Like, she looks like she played like a 16-year-old teenager in a movie.
Yes. So it is a very weird decision on Tom Atkins' part, but also the film, to say they're a married couple instead of the way more plausible and less problematic angle of they're just a father and daughter.
Which they look like. They look like it could be father and daughter. Absolutely.
Yes.
And, like, the fact that he's, like, willing, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna, like, go all in. I'm drinking right now. I'm gonna road trip with this young girl right now. And, like, it's bizarre. It's a bizarre situation he's put himself into. He did not have to do this.
Yeah, but, like, everybody goes along with it, too. Nobody ever bats an eye at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, at this guy who is pushing 50 years old, being married to someone who looks like they just graduated from, we'll say, college. Nicely.
That's generous.
Yeah.
That's very generous.
That is very generous.
And, like, speaking of people they run into, so they meet a family here, and it's a couple and their son. He's like a mass salesman. He owns like a toy store kind of thing. They're here to take an order, which is like kind of like, okay, so here to take an order or fix it, get an order result, but it's the day before Halloween. How many people are actually buying masks the day of Halloween? You got to take your family away on a weekend to, like, go figure this out.
They're driving from San Diego too, and they're all the way up in Northern California. That's
a far distance. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a long drive. It's also funny you mentioned that Tom runs into them when they were the ones that nearly ran into him.
Oh yeah, like the shitty son's on his bicycle and like crashes into Tom Atkins. Like,
well, no, it's like the dad was driving a Winnebago van and nearly hit him in the parking lot. It like, yeah, the bike was on the front of the van.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he like slammed the brake, but the bike flew off and it hit him.
Oh,
yeah, and also, this is a side note, but when he comes out like apologizing, I swear he looks like a discount version of Randy Quaid.
Yeah,
like when Cousin Eddie shows up at the Griswold house in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking Buddy Garrity from Friday Night Lights.
Ooh,
did you watch that show?
Not in a long time.
It's so fucking good. Oh, it's the best. But yeah, either way, he's like, some middle-aged, doughy-looking guy. So yeah, the next part, so like Tom Atkins and Ellie are back at their room, and Atkins is a little bit of a gentleman here. He says, like, he offers to sleep in the car, but she says, "Oh, where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice?" And he says, "That's a dumb question, Miss Gimbridge." He then kisses her.
Making love.
They start making love. They start making it. It's like fucking like. It's like, you're right. It looks like a father-daughter thing. It's like, it's so, because he has a mustache on. He's like it's not even like he's like well put together either. He's basically just wearing like schlubby middle-aged guy clothes. It doesn't look that fancy, but like she looks 16 in my opinion. She looks young as hell. Like, she looks like someone who could have been one of the teens murdered in Halloween, like the first movie. This role should have been someone like 10 years older, easily. There's no reason why she should be this young.
Yeah, it is made especially worse later on when, after they are done making passionate love to each other and they're just like cuddling with each other in bed, he asks her, "Hey, by the way, how old are you?"
I know, right? Fucking insane. Why you don't ask that? Like, oh my god, he's like so cum drunk. He waited till like the second encounter to ask that. Like,
yeah,
I'm older than I look. Like, well, thanks for reassuring us. Like, because I was having that question too.
Absolutely insane thing to ask someone after you have sex with them.
Yeah, like that would not hold up in court.
No. Oh.
But as they're fucking for the first time, there's a 6 o'clock curfew call being played over the loudspeakers in town. Atkins just breaks curfew to go buy a bottle of booze, which is really funny. And yeah, he gets startled by a homeless guy, and the homeless guy says a great line. It's like, "I saw that bottle. Thought it looked kind of heavy. I ain't got no diseases. Do you mind if I have a drink of it?" So like, Atkins like, "Yeah, sure, a drinking buddy." So they just share his bottle of like whiskey.
Yeah, he very trusting. I mean, he's not Irish, so why would he not trust him?
Yeah, he's one of the people that those dastardly Irishmen displaced in town. So Atkins asks him about Cochran, and the homeless guy says like, Cochran brought in every factory employee from outside the community, which like completely displaced the entire town, which left them with squalor. So everyone in town is actually poor now. So those damn immigrants taking our jobs. So he's also heard some rumors inside the factory too. He won't say what it is though, but he wants to torch the place with Molotov cocktails, and he takes the bottle and stumbles right into the night. Just singing along the Silver Shamrock tune, and two of the Irishmen in suits, they capture him and they rip his head off.
Very suggestively rip his head off. Because
get him down to his knees.
Yeah, one of the wide angles they use when one of the guys is ripping his head off seriously looks like he is giving him a BJ.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that they used it, but it's so funny.
Yeah, like, suck my robot cock. Like, it's so bizarre, yeah.
Whoa, spoilers!
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. Spoiler alerts for the entire movie this episode. Go watch the movie. Pause it, watch the movie.
Yeah, but honestly, great effect of them ripping his head off, and then, like, the little blood mist.
The blood mist is so cool. And, like, clear prosthetic effect, like, very, like, loose folds of skin popping off the head, too, like, hanging off the head, too.
It's a really cool effect.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, the guy who rips his head off is Dick Warlock, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2.
It's so cool that they just got, like, the regular Carpenter gang back together to do, like, small little bit parts there. It's not distracting either, because, like, again, Michael Myers is under a mask the whole first movie.
Yeah.
Both movies. So, like, it's not just, like, you're not going to be Leonardo DiCaprio pointing in the theater, like, oh my god, that's, like, this cameo from this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, Dick Warlock, kind of a creepy dude.
like,
kind of a creepy-looking dude. No, creepy-looking is what I mean.
Oh, creepy-looking, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, he looks like he would be, like, a villain in a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he was.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect cast.
Yeah. So, Ellie runs into another visitor around the motel, too. She has her own toy shop in San Francisco, and she says that,
and her name is Marge Simpson.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, I'm half right. Her name is just Marge.
It'd be great if she had that voice, though, too, because that would really fit the part. She's, mentions the Silver Shamrock masks have gone down in quality recently. They all have their trademark medallion with the Silver Shamrock logo on the back of them, and apparently they've just been falling off lately, so she's getting some new masks figured out.
Because she is really, really annoyed to be in there. Like, she's introduced earlier with, like, the other family, and she is just, she's fuming that she has to stay here another night, because she just hates it there.
And, back in her room, like, she knocks the medallion onto the floor, and we see that at the back of the medallion is, like, some sort of computer chip-looking thing. It's like a computer part.
And naturally being curious, she decides to start picking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, she starts picking at it with, like, a hair clip. She's in bed, like, reading some book or something. Starts picking at it, and, a giant laser beam just shoots right into her mouth.
Right. It interrupts, Dan and Ellie's little sex party going.
Yeah.
Ellie asks, like, what was that? And it's like, oh, it was probably nothing.
So, okay, we gotta go back a little bit to when Atkins returns to the room they're having sex there. So, again, sidebar this whole women getting blasted in the face by his medallion. So, Tom Atkins gave away his bottle of booze as a homeless guy, right?
Yep.
So, he returns with a different bottle of booze, which means he goes back to another liquor store. And Ellie's there. She gets Ellie's there, and she's wearing lingerie, and like ready to present herself to Tom Atkins, which means that for packing for this trip with this old guy, she wants to solve the. Okay, the purpose of this trip to her is that she wants to solve the mystery of the murder of her own father.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, I have this doctor that's going to take me on this trip here. What should I pack here? Okay, lingerie. Like, okay, what the fuck is wrong with you, girl?
Yeah, especially since Dan, at least I'm assuming he might be a little bit younger, but he's around the same age as her dad would have been.
Absolutely, yeah. So during the sex scene, there's a lot of nipple sucking, and that's one thing with nipple sucking in movies with me is that you can fake kissing, you can fake blowjobs, you can fake cunnilingus. You cannot fake nipple sucking. That is something an actor is doing to a different actor, and it's something you cannot fake at all. And, like, Tom Atkins' cookie duster mustache is, like, rubbing over her, too. It is so, like... why does, like, I'm all for sex scenes in movies, but I don't think Halloween 3 Season of the Witch needs a sex scene like that.
No, especially when they could pass as father and daughter.
Yeah. And so when, so this is another
like,
round
it's easily the worst aspect of this movie. Because, like, it really just doesn't need a romance, period. Let alone one like this.
It does, like, make it more wacky, though, so I kind of appreciate for that. And also, like, having seen initially just on AMC beforehand, where they don't have the nipple sucking, of course, because it's, you know, cable. And they're watching, like, on, like, DVD or, like, streams, and they're like, oh, that's a sex scene, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, like, when this other woman, when the woman in the other room gets zapped by the blue laser, it's loud enough that Atkins and Ellie hear that. Of course, Atkins is sucking another titty at that point in time, and
he's getting double action.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, what was that?" And he's like, "Who cares?" And gets back to, like, licking her nipple.
And then it cuts back to the room, and her face is melted off.
It's, like, ripped open from the inside. There's, like, a giant bug that crawls out of her mouth too. Like, she is very, very dead.
Yeah, that's also, like, the weird thing with how these masks work, because there's a lot of bugs involved. It doesn't really make sense why there are bugs involved, but it adds to the creep factor of it.
Yeah, if you can create life with these medallions, like, okay, like, think about, like, because crickets pop up later on, like, you can turn crickets into protein, turns crickets into flour, like, you could probably solve world hunger with this technology you have.
Yeah, you would just need to convince people to eat crickets, I guess.
True, I guess that's the big hiccup right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would really get people to trust in the Irish immigrants.
Yeah. And speaking of Irishmen, so she's, you know, a lot of commotion outside, and, like, she's wheeled out of into a van, the dead woman, by a bunch of redheaded Irishmen, and she's being taken to a very good medical facility at the factory. And we finally get to meet Mr. Cochran. He reassures Atkins and Ellie that they'll be, like, she'll be totally okay with the best facilities ever in this factory of ours, apparently.
Yeah,
and,
totally not suspicious that non-police are coming to recover a dead body and take it to a factory.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm a doctor, let me look at this. And they're like, you're not a doctor. And, so Cochran's played by Dan O'Herlihy.
An Irish name.
Yeah. So he was up for an Oscar for playing Robinson Crusoe. He was also in RoboCop, The Last Starfighter, and Twin Peaks. So he's had a pretty good career for himself.
Yeah, pretty big get for Halloween 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, he's a pretty solid villain. Like, he, like, you know, is eating the scenery. He's, like, a little menacing, but a little charming, so you buy the why everyone's really into him.
He is a very good villain for this story.
So, you know, Cochran's men says to him, like, that this woman was inflicted by a misfire. Atkins calls the Florida medical examiner again, and she says there's not even bone fragments amongst the debris. It's all machine parts. And he's like, ask her to do some research into, like, who Cochran is. And she says, like, oh yeah, we have to buy me dinner later on. Which, like, okay. But also, again, like,
He agrees to that, too.
Yeah. So, again, like, so, let's keep going.
Yeah, it's just, even after he has a very sensual lovemaking session with Ellie, he is still flirting with this other woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really sells just how much of a womanizer is. I, frankly, am shocked that his wife wanted to divorce him.
Yeah. And, okay, so again, like, Tom Atkins, he's a doctor, right? His job in life is not to solve crimes. And so he calls this other woman, the medical examiner, up. Like, I was like, hey, can you do some research on who this Mr. Cochran guy is? He's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. Like, again, that's not her job either. This is not what medical professionals do. Like,
yeah, she works at the coroner's office. What exactly is she gonna find out?
Yeah, like, I don't know, there's no internet? Like, what's she gonna figure out at all?
There's no internet. Yeah, I always kind of have a giggle every time I watch these older movies like these, and I see rotary phones.
It's great, yeah.
Like, they don't even
growing up was awesome.
They don't even have the buttons on their telephones that you have to spin the wheel for your number. Ugh.
Oh, it's so
man.
satisfying. It's such a satisfying feeling using those phones. It's great.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's just not very, I guess, practical. Like, pushing a button is way easier to do, and I think a little less annoying.
It looks. I think it's one of those things that looks very tactile and cool in a movie to do. Having them do the whole rotary dial thing. Choose up some time too if your movie's too short.
Yeah, I think it's good for like older horror movies. I would say help build tension.
Yeah, and but we see that Atkins' phone call is being bugged. Though there's some device behind the desk of the motel. And Atkins and Ellie go to the factory, and they see the salesman's family's there. They're going on a tour. Cochran says, like, "Oh, the dead woman, she's totally fine. She's being helicoptered to San Francisco. Huzzah!" Everyone's happy, and even Atkins is like, "Oh yeah, I believe you," kind of thing, a little bit. And and so like the missing orb, they lie about they're investigating. It's like, "Oh, we could replace her completely free." And so they go
and everybody claps.
Everyone in the office claps, yeah.
Because Cochran is just such a nice guy.
Yeah. And they go on a factory tour with Cochran and the family, and the factory like also makes a lot of weird doodads and trinkets. The family man is like going on how great Cochran is, a good prankster too. He invented the sticky toilet paper. He invented like magician tricks and stuff. So many fun novelty things.
Which is slight foreshadowing later on.
Yeah.
In a way.
And part of the tour there, Cochran gives the family man's son a brand new jack-o'-lantern mask that's been through the final processing. Cochran's just laughing gleefully. Like, not very menacingly. He's just like, he comes across like you're like, ha ha ha, like, I'm having fun, not like, ha ha, I'm being evil. Yeah. And Cochran, like, says, like, the family guy's, like, being like, what's final processing? Like, come on, I work in the trade, let me know. And he's like, oh, final processing involves dangerous chemicals. Like, you cannot be part of it at all.
And there's also a special section of the factory that's worded off that has final processing in bold red lettering.
And Atkins like, you won't even let this guy in? He's like a loyal customer. He's like, no, can't let anyone in.
Trade secret.
Yeah. And Atkins begins observing a lot of like the Irish goons in suits, like looking at them very stoically. Some are on rooftops, some are just standing very still. And Ellie sees her father's car. It's being guarded by a bunch of goons. And she tries going up to them to get it, but then to get like, she gets scared away.
So two things about that. One, why did they not tuck the car away so that nobody could see it?
To be fair, they put like a loose cover on it, like a little bit of a tarp on it.
Right, but
very good. But
no, I mean, I guess. But then the other side of that is like she notices that. So like the smart thing to do is to just keep walking and keep that to yourself, not immediately try to go grab it and like sell yourself out. Basically, tip them off that you're suspicious of something.
Mm-hmm. So they go back to their hotel. They're ready to flee. They're packing their bags, and Atkins like, I think it's time for the Marines. And so he wants to call the police. So he gets the motel phone. He gets on tries calling the operator to get a hold of the police, and the operator is voiced by Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Uncredited, but it is Jamie Lee Curtis.
She was also the uncredited voice of the computer narrator in Escape from New York.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, she's good at, just doing voice work like that. And,
kind of wild how many, like, early John Carpenter films Jamie Lee Curtis was doing.
Mm-hmm. Like, he helped her break huge, so, like, good for her for giving back.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to work with John Carpenter as much as I could.
Yeah, it sucks that John Carpenter right now, like, doesn't... He's like, I'm done making movies. I just want to sit at home, watch basketball, play video games, smoke weed, which sounds like a great life, but like, I would love to see one more John Carpenter movie.
Right, that is a whole mood to want to live like that, but also he has that attitude because he got so thoroughly fucked over by Hollywood.
Oh yeah, like he's made a point of like every one of his movies. Like I think I could do most of his movies for this podcast because they've all been like reclaimed as like cult films. But like he's brought a point like, well, that didn't make me any money though. Like so, like everyone came to love these movies later on, but like no one saw them in the theater. So like he wasn't getting as many opportunities as he wanted to. He couldn't make the projects he really wanted to. Like, it's kind of tragic because, like, John Carpenter is going to go down as, like, an absolute legend of American cinema.
Yeah, that's why I actually think it's really cool that they brought him back for the more recent Halloween movies. Because, like, his score absolutely makes those movies as good as they are. But also, he got paid for it, too.
Yeah, and, like, the fact that he also, like, keeps letting them do, like, remakes and sequels of Halloween, because, like, he gets, like, money from it, too. He's like, yeah, fuck it, like, I'll make it. Like,
yeah.
You know, just, like, the fact that, like, I haven't done research on, like, how Rob Zombie got to his Halloween remake, but, like, the fact that Carpenter's like, yeah, fuck it, like, remake the movie, it's not that precious to me. Like, that's a cool thing about, I think, how Halloween as a franchise works, is that they can kind of do kind of some swings and misses with it. Like, they're inevitably going to make another Halloween movie at some point. This franchise is not done. Like,
right, yeah.
And I'm curious to see, like, what the next installment is going to look like, because who knows what's going to be? It could be anything. Who knows what the next trend in horror is going to be, like, in a few years' time? Like,
my guess is they go reboot again, like full reboot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because Jamie Lee Curtis ain't getting younger.
No. Like, she's, like, you know, she's still, like, acting and still is able to do things, but, like, yeah, like, you can't wait 10 more years and expect Jamie Lee Curtis to come back.
Yeah.
He goes back to the room. Ellie is missing. The Irish goons in the suits, they break into the motel room, like, break through the doors, break through the windows, and chase Atkins down the street. There's a car chasing after him, too. This goes to the factory.
He's running through the streets in the dark, avoiding cars, and they somehow don't see him.
Close to the Silver Shamrock factory, runs into a room, and there's, like, a woman knitting in a chair there, and he starts, gets up closer, and he realizes, like, oh, this is a robot, not a woman.
Yeah, he knocks her head off, and he sees, like, the gears spitting in, like, her neck and her chest.
One of the goons chases him and into another room and, like, pins him down to the ground. Tom Atkins has the upper hand, and Atkins punches him in the face. His fist hurts a lot, and then Atkins punches through his torso, and there's, like, yellow goo and wires inside. So this confirms we're dealing with robots here.
Yeah, so if Alien had milk, Halloween 3 has orange juice.
Yeah. It's, like, a very thick juice, too.
Yeah, he punches into the guy's stomach, and he rips out cords, but he also is drenched in this yellow goo, and the guy is also spitting it out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gnarly liquid.
With no emotion, too, because this guy's a robot, so you can't really feel anything, so it's just, like, coming out of him. He has no reaction, really, at all.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And then Cochran and 2 other robot goons show up to apprehend him. So it becomes Halloween Day, so it's the next day. No more days of Halloween. We're here right now. And Cochran takes Atkins to the darkest part of the factory, which I assume is the final processing room. And,
yes, but it looks like a subterranean lair.
It looks like a Bond villain lair.
Yes.
And in this big room, we see the giant slab of Stonehenge that the news broadcast said was missing.
Whoa!
And
tie back into the beginning.
Yeah, it's honestly, this movie is a pretty tight screenplay. It really does. Like, other than the titty sucking and the romance, most things in this movie serve a purpose.
Yeah, it turns out that Silver Shamrock stole the Stonehenge block. Mr. Cochran goes like, "Oh, you would not believe the trouble we had to go about it. It was a real hassle," and then doesn't even bother to explain how he managed to steal a block from one of the most treasured and guarded monuments on the planet.
Yeah. Well, the screenplay couldn't figure it out, so neither could he. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter how they did it, but
it's silly.
It is silly. As silly as him explaining that, like, he uses Stonehenge magic in the, like, little buttons they put on the masks.
Yeah, so there's some closed-circuit surveillance cameras, closed-circuit monitors, and so we see that Ellie is keeping locked up in a cell in some room. And there's also a room that we can see that they want to do a demonstration on. So Cochran says we're going to show him, like, what it's capable of. So the family of 3 is being, like, brought to this room that has the sign saying testing room A.
Right.
And
because they believe they're going to have a personal meeting with Mr. Cochran about a new ad campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, he's given, like, a notepad. He's expecting, like, oh, maybe he's taking notes about the commercial there. And, But the family's also kind of worried too, because like it's weird that like Cochrane's not taking orders for next year. They usually want to think forward for my business, but Cochrane's like, nope, not doing anything next year at all.
Right, and then the wife like pulls the curtains back and there's no windows.
And she jokes like, oh, maybe there's not going to have a Halloween next year. And so the commercial that's playing in this room is the commercial that's for the big giveaway that's playing on Halloween night. So the commercial tells the kids to put on their mask and get close to the TV.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It's so catchy. And, so the kids up close to the TV, like on his like hands and knees, looking at the TV with the orange pumpkin mask on, and the commercial starts strobing, and on the back of his mask, the little like Silver Shamrock medallion logo starts flashing as well, and the mask begins to disintegrate around the kid's head.
Yes.
He falls to the ground. Crickets start pulling out of the mask's mouth.
Yeah, his head is completely melted by the mask, and bugs and crickets start spilling out of him. There's even a fucking snake that comes out.
This kid is dead.
Yeah, like not even just a random like little garter snake or something. No, it's a rattlesnake that comes out.
There are multiple breeds of snakes in here. It's crazy. It's like crickets and snakes. And the music speeds up, so the tension gets heightened a little bit more. The mom sees it, just passes out. The dad's screaming at you, trying to escape the room, and he can't because the door is locked. And the dad's bit by one of the snakes and dies.
Yeah, it just absolutely wild. Because it's revealed that they want to murder children.
Yeah, the grand plan of the villains is that he wants to have every child in America put on these masks, watch these ads, and have their faces get melted off and turn like bugs and snakes and like kill their families.
And you may be wondering, why does he want to do this?
Yeah, there's a little montage of like every kid in America buying their mask, everything for Halloween days. We get all the different cities in America. Atkins is locked stuck in a room. He's tied to a chair. He's like, "Why, Cochrane? Why?" Cochrane explains like, "Oh, it's a bit of a funny joke, but also he's a bit more thought out too because he believes in like pagan rituals and Celtic rituals in Ireland, such as the festival of Samhain, which is a Celtic celebration." So Cochrane says that Halloween was the time where Samhain was the time where the spirit world and the mortal world were close enough in alignment that people would cross over. Back then, they would sacrifice children to prepare for the upcoming winter, and now that the planets are in perfect alignment, now is the perfect Halloween season to murder a lot of children.
Sure, man. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Also, because I feel like people will mention it's Samhain, not Samhain.
Samhain, sorry, yeah. It's spelled Samhain, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah. Also, I do want to add, so the whole plan is at 9 o'clock on Halloween, all the kids are to be in front of the TV watching this ad. And, as the jingle plays, the button flashes and it'll melt the kids' heads off. The one sort of snaggle in this plan is it's never really explained, by what time zone this is happening. Because it's 9 o'clock on Halloween. So is it 9 o'clock in each time zone? Because if that were the case, then surely everybody else in the country would know what was happening as soon as, 9 o'clock rolls on the East Coast.
It 100% is 9 o'clock on the West Coast. He's checking his watch, and that's what's going to happen.
If it's 9 o'clock on the West Coast, it's 12 on the East Coast.
Oh.
They treat it like it's every kid in the country because the montage is every, major city in the country. But, by the rules of the movie, it makes more sense that it would be, the West Coast. Because by 9 o'clock in California, most kids east of the Rockies are going to be in bed.
But I imagine they could pester their parents enough to, stay awake.
Yeah, because they love that damn commercial so much.
They're obsessed with it, yeah. They're all buying the exact same mask. Even little montage, you don't see kids wearing other, costumes, too. No one's wearing, a Luke Skywalker outfit. They're wearing these...
No, a pumpkin head, a skull head, and a witch head.
No variety, no creativity, just whatever...
I guess you can add your own flair to it, but yeah, it's just the same three masks.
Mm-hmm.
Also, actually, fun fact that I learned on my most recent rewatch is, like, those masks are called the Halloween 3.
Oh, okay.
Little tongue-in-cheek reference there.
I kind of like that, yeah. So, Atkins, like, the villain leaves him, like, you'll never escape me. But then Atkins, like, easily cuts his way out with a piece of broken glass he has. And he throws the skull mask was put on him on top of a surveillance camera.
He had a really nice throw on that, too.
Yeah, it was
like from the chair, he just kind of flicks it up, and it perfectly, like, lands over the camera.
He could play for a lot of NFL teams and do a lot better job than most of their quarterbacks.
Yeah. Hey, Tom Atkins, start practicing. The Cleveland Browns need ya.
Oh, he'd be better than whoever they have. Dylan Gabriel, absolutely be a lot better.
Yeah. It would be very funny when you go to your film festival and it turns out that Shedeur Sanders is starting.
Yeah, it's ancient news. Like, Dylan Gabriel's out for the season. This is old news now. Shedeur Sanders season, baby.
So, but before that, though, there is one thing that happens. It has to do with Teddy at the coroner's office.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, she does a little more investigating on the car wreckage, and she basically deduces that, oh, shit, this guy was a robot. Because she finds, like, some weird gear that doesn't belong in a car, and she kind of, like, puts two and two together. But before she could call the police or Tom Atkins, there's already another goon there to kill her. And he takes a drill, and he starts drilling into her head. But we don't get to see that for some reason.
You get to hear it, though, and the sound effect's pretty cool. But yeah, we should be able to see something.
There are some gnarly kills in this, so it feels weird for this one moment the movie shows restraint.
Yeah. And so Cochran's on the phone with a bunch of TV networks ensuring everything is good with this ad. He says it's going to get a 43 share, which means in TV ratings terms that 43% of households in America with the television will be watching the Silver Shamrock ad. That's an insane rating grab.
Yeah, that's like... Okay, so in like the 80s, that's like almost 150 billion, like 100 million or something.
Yeah, and like I was like, it's not as much as like the MASH finale or Super Bowl, but it is still like a significant. It's like more than any TV broadcast. Like
for an ad.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just a show, a commercial.
Yeah. And so Atkins escapes the room. He gets a hold of a phone, calls his ex-wife, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this family died. Like, oh, it's all horrible and everything. You can't get the kids have to get the masks off." And she's like, "You sound pretty drunk right now." And he's like, "I'm not drunk this time." Yeah. You gotta get rid of the mask. Like, it's awful for you. Get rid of the mask. It's like, you just hate the mask because the ones I bought are better than your shitty mask. Go to hell.
Yeah, go to hell, Dan.
So, like, he's about to try calling him back again, but some goons show up, so he has to escape. And Atkins rescues Ellie, and they go sneak into the control room. And he beep boop bop a computer there. He activates the commercial. Then they go up to the rafters of the box of the Silver Shamrock medallions, and they like whip him onto the floor below, killing all the Irish scientists and all the Irish robots with misfire laser beams.
Yeah, so he tosses the buttons down, and everybody just gets absolutely fried. Mm-hmm. Everybody's just frothing that yellow liquid out of their mouths. It's a lot of people just die because of that.
But Cochran's not infected for some reason. He's totally okay.
Yeah, but he does respect Dan for the move he pulled. Mm-hmm. He gives him a nice, like, little congratulatory golf clap.
Yeah.
And then, probably the most insane thing in the movie, which is saying a lot, like, happens right afterwards.
Yeah, a giant ring floats up, like a ring of light pops around all the computer monitors, and Stonehenge starts glowing as well. And then, like, Cochran gets zapped by a beam that comes from Stonehenge, and it kind of like fades to white, then it completely disappears.
Yeah, he like momentarily becomes like a paper man. Like, he looks like he's made out of paper mache.
Yeah.
And then he just sort of disappears like Force Ghost style.
He'll come back to teach his Padawan someday the lessons that he learned in this movie.
Yeah, it is so bizarre. It makes no sense why that happens.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Yeah. So, as this room's exploding, Atkins and Ellie are running away from the factory. They get into the car, drive away, and it's revealed that Ellie's a robot. So they crash the car into a tree, and Atkins goes into the car trying to get away from her, and the Ellie bot loses an arm, and Ellie goes after him, and Atkins punches her a few times and knocks off her robot head with a crowbar.
Yes, so I think people would obviously be wondering, like, whoa, when did she get switched out for a robot? The movie never explains.
Yeah, it was like a few hours span when maybe they're away, but like, what is the process for replacing with a robot that fast?
Right, and so then is the real Ellie also just dead now?
Yeah, did he abandon her in the factory explosion?
Yeah, because literally, like, her in the hotel room with Dan is the last time we see the real Ellie, which is like about, 40 minutes left of the movie at that point?
Yeah, and she has like no dialogue either. He's just like kind of dragging her around.
Yeah, and so yeah, Ellie is, as a character, is just gone from then. She's replaced by this automaton that's just trying to kill Dan.
Mm-hmm. So with this, it's some great goo effects when he knocks her head off. You see some wiring pop up, some goo pop out, and her robot head is still moving around the ground, like still blinking and stuff. And so he gets back into the car, but the robot arm is stuck inside, tries to strangle him.
Yep, it goes back to attacking him. Great
acting of Tom Atkins getting strangled, and then he just unceremoniously tosses the arm into the woods, like no problem whatsoever. And the robot body.
Yeah, the body comes up and tries to attack him still.
But it loses battery life, so just kind of loses strength and falls down. And he's able to just run and get away.
Yeah, and so finally the Ellie robot has been defeated.
Mm-hmm. So he checks his watch. It's 10 more minutes, so 9 p.m. when the commercial is going to air. So he goes to the gas station where we saw the same attendant from before who drove the guy to the hospital.
That's the guy from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, hey, it's a callback.
Yeah.
And he asks to use the phone. It's life or death. And he begins calling the network up and explaining the situation. Oh, it's going to get people killed. You got to remove the ad. You got to remove the ad. I don't care. Say it's a bomb threat or something. Which
is crazy because that ends up actually working.
Yeah. Can I do that for the Chiefs Super Bowl? Just call NBC, hey, you can't air this. Kids will die.
No, maybe if you say Taylor Swift will die, maybe that'll take him down.
All right, 2026. If the Chiefs play Super Bowl, I'm calling up NBC or whoever hosts Super Bowl and saying, hey, don't let the Chiefs play. It's gonna be bad for the kids.
Yeah,
bad for Swift.
It's also funny you say he calls the network because he just calls someone. It's never stated who he's calling because, at least back then, there were only 3 networks, but they didn't, there was no single, TV, authority that controlled what goes on the channels and stuff. You'd have to contact the individual networks.
Was it just calling the FTC up and, asking, hey, what's up there?
I guess he could be calling the FCC.
If he called the FTC now, it's hey, there's a child-killing device happening, you gotta put this off the air. Trump and his people be okay, we gotta put on even more channels now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's wild that he's talking about how, this ad is gonna kill people, you need to get it taken off the air, and without, really any investigation, they just do it. Because, Channel 1, so, while he's calling, the gas station attendant is handing out candy to these trick-or-treaters at the gas station, and one of them goes up to the TV to listen to the ad right as it's about to hit 9 o'clock. So, Channel 1 takes the ad down. The kid switches the TV to Channel 2, it's still playing the ad, but it then gets taken off the air. The kid then switches to Channel 3, and it's still playing, and Tom Atkins is pleading with them to take it off the air.
Stop it! Stop it!
Stop
Turn
it!
it off!
Stop it!
Stop it! Stop it!
Stop it!
Stop it!
Stop it! And that's how the movie ends.
Yeah,
with him
one final yell. We cut to the credits. We don't know if the please worked at all.
Which is a ballsy way to end the movie, with the implication that maybe millions of children die.
Yeah. Like, I would love to see what, like, come up with a sequel to Season of the Witch about the next day at school. Make it kind of like Weapons and how, all of them missing the classroom, but have it be like, all the kids in America died a horrific death because they're watching TV. Like, every parent that was like, I don't want Sonny, Jim, and Julie watching TV because they're going to rot their brains, they were right.
Oh, you know what? Aunt Gladys, she was one of the few kids that Halloween that survived, and she wanted to get into witchcraft. That's
Season
how we get weapons.
Season of the Witch. Makes sense.
Oh, man. Weapons, also really good movie.
Good movie, yeah.
Actually involves real witchcraft, though.
It does, yes. Yeah, so that's Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So, obviously this is a very bizarre movie, so it received pretty negative reviews upon release. Fans and critics did not like the lack of... Fans and critics, they hated the lack of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
They thought the plot was bizarre and questionable. They also found the murder of children to be not well explained and questionable in taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, like, I can kind of get, but, you know, I think it's a risky movie for a movie to take, but I think it did it pretty well.
Yeah, it's certainly a ballsy move to go with child murder.
This movie has a cinema score of D, which is really atrocious. It's the lowest part of the cinema score of the franchise, which I'm kind of surprised by, because a lot of those later Halloween movies are
I understand being annoyed that Michael Myers is in it, but there are way worse movies than Halloween 3.
There's so many worse movies than Halloween 3, it's just like, even the old franchise has so many worse movies, even something like Halloween Ends, which has its shooters. I am not one of them. That movie,
I'm not either.
That's a movie that, the ending is... I feel like cinema score is kind of a weird metric to look at, because mostly it's, how successful the movie is at marketing its subject, and how do people feel about the ending itself. Mm-hmm. And, if you look at the highest scoring cinema score movies, it's often, Christian films, movies that marketed the exact movie you're going to get. The audience is really pleased with exactly what they got, and it's kind of rare for, a movie to get, a perfect cinema score, but, when something's very low, it's often something a movie like Darren Aronofsky's Mother, which is just how the fuck, who would actually like this movie? This movie is so bizarre, such a wild swing. D is so low for a franchise movie that's not that. It's not that risque and weird. It's a bizarre movie, but it's not an art film that's so very questionable and weird.
It does. The worst aspects of the Halloween franchise are not present in Halloween 3.
Yeah, I feel some of the later Halloween movies, especially that the Halloween 4, 5, 6 continuity gets really bogged down in the lore.
Yeah. And just in general for your Michael Myers movie, it's best not to get dragged down in lore. Because, you go to see him kill people. There doesn't really need to be that big a reason as to why he's doing it.
Yeah. Which, why I'm kind of okay with this movie not overly explaining the Celtic mysticism of it all. It's kind of I want to kill kids because it's fun. Plus, also, something to do with, blood rituals and sacrifices. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe 4, 5, and 6 should have learned from that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think people really want to see Michael Myers more than anything else. It's also weird that they just didn't do, another kind of killer, a copycat killer or something. That could have been interesting, too.
Yeah, they just went radically different.
Mm-hmm. And, this movie, so there were some positive reviews for this movie that came out, too, which is, pretty much we said, too, where, it's a nice change of pace, it's kind of refreshing, it's a different kind of movie than the first two, because, the first two movies are incredibly similar. It's, again, like basic slasher formula, so nothing
I feel like if the first two, if like Halloween just never existed and the first two were being made, I feel like they would be combined into one movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can absolutely see a Halloween 2 where like the third act is just her at the hospital, and then have it be like, oh, he's back and like trying to kill her for one final scare.
Yeah.
Like I can completely imagine that movie happening.
Yeah, I honestly think I would have preferred that too, because at least in my opinion, Halloween 2 just kind of spins its wheels for most of the runtime.
Yeah, it's like, because it's like the best part of that movie though is when like Loomis sees someone in a Michael Myers looking mask, he's like, you gotta kill this guy right now, and like the kid just dies a horrible death.
Yeah, he gets rammed by a van, smacked into another car, and then it bursts into flames.
And it's like, Loomis, like, okay, like, this movie's insane, but the rest of Halloween franchise is even more insane for having Dr. Loomis as a character. Dr. Loomis is so fucking funny, because, like, he's the worst, like, again, I think the one thing between Halloween 2, and Halloween Season of the Witch is they're all about a bad doctor.
Yes.
Like, Loomis is like, he had one patient, he's a child psychiatrist, and he had one patient that kind of went off the rails. He's like, oh, he's evil! Like,
he has the devil's eyes.
And, like, spends, like, the rest of his life, like, we have to shoot him down, we gotta kill him now!
I think he's easily the best part of, like, the later, of, like, 4, 5, and 6, is just... It's just Donald Pleasance going absolutely fucking crazy.
He gives it all every single time. Like, he actually gives a shit about those later movies in a way that no one else does.
Yeah. He's great in these movies.
My favorite Dr. Loomis is in Halloween 6. Is that The Curse of Michael Myers?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one with Paul Rudd in it. And the movie starts off, like, there's a part where it's like a shock jock, like, hey, we're talking about Michael Myers on the news today. And, like, Dr. Loomis, it seems like, Donald Pleasance, like, English actor, very sophisticated. He's listening to the shock jock on the radio along with the rest of the town. Like, I cannot imagine him listen to, like, Howard Stern on the radio. It's so funny.
Yeah, God, what is my favorite Dr. Loomis bit? I think it's like, it's Halloween 5? Yeah, because, like, when they're, like, stationed at the old Myers house. Mm-hmm. It's like when Jamie is running away from Michael and she runs into Dr. Loomis, and, like, in previous movies that would have been salvation, but then he starts picking her up and goes, "Here, Michael, here's the little girl. You want the little girl, don't you?"
Like, literally the worst doctor role. Yeah, we're making fun of Tom Atkins a lot in this movie, but Loomis is probably worse.
Yes.
We should have gone the Loomis-Atkins team up. That would have been a really cool movie.
Yeah, that would have been great.
You know what? Actually, sorry. My favorite Loomis moment it's in Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie version, though. It's when they're on the talk show together. He's on a talk show, Dr. Loomis, and Weird Al is there playing himself, and is like humiliating Dr. Loomis on the air, like Malcolm McDowell as Dr. Loomis.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Mr. Weird is what he says?
Yeah.
No, it's Al.
Yeah. Halloween 2 is a pretty good one. I like that one a lot.
I disagree. Yeah, so, fun little fact. Earlier I said I had watched most of the movies. I had actually not seen the Rob Zombie movies before this. So, in preparation for this, I did like a little marathon of all the Halloween movies. So this was the first time I ever got to, like, actually properly watch the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad I did, because it solidified the fact that I really do not like Rob Zombie's Halloween
I totally
movies.
Get that.
Like, yeah, I think the first one is okay. It's like an interesting exploration of the origins of Michael Myers. I'm personally of the belief that he really shouldn't have an origin story other than he felt the need to murder his sister because he just likes murdering people. Mm-hmm. But, like, it is an interesting exploration of it, at least, until it just starts being a proper remake.
Mm-hmm. It takes a while to get to that remake part too. It takes like 30 minutes to actually get to like the proper meat of the story too. It takes a long time for that origin story with like him and his mom.
Yeah, and then they like recreate exact shots and repeat the same lines from the first movie, and every time I just was rolling my eyes like, God, I wish I was watching the first one again.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's version, because like, it's its own movie. It's mean in a Rob Zombie way. It feels like an actual director having a take on Halloween rather than trying to recreate scenes from a previous movie.
Yeah, I can commend Halloween 2 for that. It does feel like its own distinct movie. It's just the problem for me is I really don't like what it does.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% get that, yeah.
So I watched the director's cut for both of these because, I've heard those are the better versions of it. And like, fuck, man, Halloween 2 is so mean-spirited.
Mm-hmm.
It is not fun to watch these people just scream at and curse each other.
And, like, I think that's another reason why, like, this movie kind of stands, like, Halloween 3 Seasons of the Witch kind of, like, stood out in, like, reevaluation as well, is that, like, this movie, like, because they always air Halloween movies on, like, marathons on AMC, so, like, you get to see every single Halloween movie, no matter what. So, like, and in the 2000s, I feel like people started coming around this movie a bit more because, like, the internet came around for, like, oh, this movie's actually kind of interesting. And, like, 2000s horror movies with, like, torture porn, like Saw, the movies that are being remade, like the Halloween remake, like Friday the 13th remake, Nightmare on Elm Street remake, they're all very dark and mean-spirited movies.
Yeah.
And despite this movie, like, being about, like, child genocide in America, it doesn't feel that mean-spirited.
No, it has a whimsical tone to it, almost. Like, something you could only find in, like, the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Especially because it also, like, it's fine. It feels like a John Carpenter movie, despite it not being a John Carpenter movie. But it doesn't feel like an imitation, a cheap imitation. It just feels like John Carpenter had, like, his own, like, group of friends and stuff like that, and one of his friends made the movie, and, like, it just happened to hit the same kind of vibe as a John Carpenter movie.
Right, yeah. But, like, this also was a movie that John Carpenter wanted to make.
Exactly, yeah. It is 100% something that, like, he wanted to make this movie more than he wanted, like, Halloween 2, it seems.
Yeah, because I think we've talked a lot about, like, the crazy plot of this movie, but I don't think we've really talked about, like, why is this one so different? Why does this one not have Michael Myers in it?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, really the main reason why is because John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, his producing partner on the first two movies, the original idea for Halloween that they wanted was basically they wanted to make a bunch of anthology movies centered around Halloween.
And do, like, every year something completely different and new.
Yeah, and then if a movie is well received and made enough money, then it could get its own sequels and spin-offs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry, you go ahead.
Okay, no, you go, yep.
Okay. But, like, the issue they ran into is the first Halloween was so good and made a lot of money that the other producers wanted to make another, like, sequel with Michael Myers. So their compromise was basically, like, okay, we'll do one more sequel with Michael Myers, and then we'll start our, like, anthology stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So then they made their sequel, Halloween 2, and, like, as you said at the beginning, that they say Michael Myers is dead in that. Yeah. He dies in a ball of flames. And then they do Halloween 3. And then, as we've discussed, it was not well received because, well, how are you making a Halloween sequel without Michael Myers? Mm-hmm. And, like, I feel like if they had done that with the first sequel, like, if Halloween 1 just ends with Michael Myers is gone in the wind, and then Halloween 2 is Season of the Witch, I think audiences would have been more receptive to that.
100%, yeah.
But, like, the fact that they already made another sequel with Michael Myers in it, I think that just kind of doomed the idea from the start.
It sets precedence, right? Because, like Halloween's a Michael Myers franchise rather than being a different thing every single time. You turn Michael Myers from being a one-off villain into being a horror icon.
Yeah. It actually kind of reminds me a bit of Stranger Things. Because I don't know if you know this, but like when Stranger Things was originally pitched, it was pitched to Netflix as an anthology series.
That'd been far more interesting.
Yeah, so like they wanted to like focus each different season on a different set of characters, but like the Upside Down is the one connecting tissue. But then Netflix, when they were making season 1, was like, oh, people are gonna love these characters so much that like they don't want to watch anybody else. So then they decided, okay, we'll just center the whole series around this cast of characters. And
now we got 4 seasons with the exact same plot line every single time.
Yeah, and a 5th one coming out later this year.
Which I bet it's going to end the exact same way as every other season.
Yeah, yeah, well, apparently the season finale is going to be over 2 hours again. So.
Oh, God, that's...
Although, actually, funny, one plot twist that I did like, apparently there is going to be an episode that is less than an hour this season.
Oh, wow, amazing. You know, like how every TV show in the 20th century was under an hour long, and it was a 2-parter? Like, oh my God, like, they need to, like, go back to TV format. Like, they need to actually just, like, respect people's time, and, like, rarely does an episode of TV, like, do they have enough plot line for a full 60 minutes? Usually, like, you can trim that down to something even and tight. Like, it's annoying. And, like, what's cool about, like, Season of the Witch, I don't think has a lot of fat to it at all as a movie. Like, it's, like, a pretty lean movie. Like, what's the runtime of it again? Like,
an hour, 38 minutes.
Yeah, like, it's not that long at all. Like, and, I don't know, like, yeah, it's just, like, some storylines do not have to go that long. It's Netflix. They've ruined the industry. They ruined storytelling.
Yeah, like, we genuinely need to get back to the idea of TV shows can look like TV shows.
Yep. And, like, that's why The Pit was such a refreshing show, is because, like, it looked like a TV show. It, like, it embraced TV as a format rather than trying to do, like, oh, like, Stranger Things Season 5 is actually a 13-hour movie. And it's like, well, no, it's just 13 way too long episodes of television. Like, and, like,
I still need to see The Pit. I still haven't seen it yet.
Seen what?
The Pit.
It's good. It's really good.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just haven't had the time to get to it just yet.
I'm not a medical drama person overall, but I think it's my favorite TV show this year by far. Like, I thought it was so refreshing and, like, well acted, great scripts, great storylines. Really used the real-time format incredibly well.
I know, like, a lot of Severance fans were mad that it kept winning a bunch of Emmys.
Oh, Severance should have had a better season then.
Yeah, like, I like Severance.
I like it too. Yeah,
but I don't think it's enough to, like, start fan wars over it.
No, but that's the thing, and, like, again, like, we're, you know, talking about, like, fan wars and stuff, is that, like, people really latch on to what they expect a franchise to be, and, like, with Halloween and Michael Myers, like, they expect, like, this is a Michael Myers franchise, not a Halloween franchise. And so, like, Season of the Witch, like, it made less money than the first 2 movies, so it made $14.4 million off a $4.6 million budget, which is less money than the previous movie, of course. And, like, but, like, when the franchise returned 6 years later, so, like, they returned to the continuity of the first 2 movies, Michael Myers is back, Halloween 4, the Return of Michael Myers, it made pretty much the exact same amount of money as this movie did. So the fans weren't coming in droves just for Michael Myers. Like,
yeah. And that was, like, the first movie that John Carpenter himself wasn't involved in.
Yeah. And, like, you can tell there's, like, a lack of passion in the movie. It felt like an obligation sequel rather than one they actually wanted to make.
Which is funny, like, because at least of that, like, little trilogy of movies, it's by far the best one.
4 is great because it has a drunken posse. It's the best drunken posse chasing Michael Myers. Like, I love a good drunken posse in a movie.
Yeah, it's silly, but it's better than Halloween Kills.
Yep. Ugh. Halloween Kills is probably the, like, there's nothing in the movie I like with Halloween Kills at all. Except when Michael Myers beats up all those firefighters. That part's pretty cool.
Okay, so my hot take is I think Halloween Kills is a fun, bad movie. Like, it is a very stupid movie. Everybody is, like, really dumbed down from 2018. But honestly, I feel like that's what makes it kind of fun to watch. Because there's so much dumb shit that happens in it. My absolute favorite scene in probably like the whole franchise just in general. It's like in Halloween Kills when Michael is attacking the legacy characters and the nurse and doctor character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like the woman who's dressed up as like a nurse for Halloween, but she's actually a doctor, because funny little role reversal with her husband there. But her husband is getting attacked by Michael Myers in the car, and she has like a big ass gun that she starts firing into it to try and kill Michael. But then like Michael kicks the door open, and as she's like pulling the trigger on it, it hits the gun, flips in her hand, and it shoots her right in the skull, immediately killing her. That is the one time I was happy that I saw a movie at home rather than in theaters, because if I was in a theater watching that, I would not be able to stop myself from laughing. It was the most hilarious thing I have like ever seen in a horror movie.
And like, I truly feel like every Halloween movie, even the atrocious ones, have at least one scene like that that's really funny, like one really good death, which I would put. That's why I put it above like some of the Friday the 13th movies and Nightmare on Elm Street movies have no good deaths at all. But there's always at least one decent. Maybe not. I don't remember any good deaths in 6 though. Maybe not that one, but
I guess it depends on which version of 6 you watch.
Right, yeah, 6 is the one where you should watch the longer cut because it's better.
Yeah, although I think the longer cut, weirdly enough, has actually tamer kills.
Oh, I think that sounds right. Where like the longer cut, it's longer, but like it's like has a lower rating or something.
Yeah, because like in the theatrical cut, they wanted it to be like gorier and more violent.
Yeah, some other things that bring this movie too is like the Season of the Witch. Is that like there's like again, I talked about early 2000s people coming back around to this movie. Then it's like that's when I started seeing read some articles online about how people started actually looking at Halloween through like, oh, it's an anti-capitalist movie, like, and like how like that kind of resonated with the financial meltdown and such, and like there's some people can grasp onto like how like evil the corporate overlords are and stuff, and how like commercialism and consumerism is going to kill us all. So like there were people actually kind of like examining this movie in a more interesting way. Like people have looked back at some of the Halloween movies as like feminist movies, but this one people kind of look at as an anti-capitalist movie, which is like that's kind of a dime a dozen nowadays. Like every movie is about that because our society is a complete capitalist hellscape. So like.
And this movie is certainly not a feminist movie.
Absolutely not. Nope, not whatsoever. Like, yeah, the women are not treated well in this movie whatsoever. And like, yeah, so like people, every single list out there is going to put Halloween, the very first one from 1978, as the best movie of the franchise, which they are correct for, I think. And like, for me, this is a pretty close second because I have so much fun watching this movie every single time. Every time I revisit, like I'm like hooting and hollering and stuff. Like even the weird like nipple sucking, it's like it adds some flavor to the movie because it's so sleazy.
Yeah. Personally, I would have this is my third favorite in the franchise, just behind obviously the original, and I put 2018 over it just because I think
that's a good movie.
Yeah, 2018 is the best like proper Halloween sequel in my opinion.
I would 100% say that too, yeah. That one feels like they actually had something to build off of with the trauma angle. And, like, how did we set so far in advance that, like, you could have the trauma be a second-generation thing with the daughter, having her, like, have a very self-contained, a very, like, sheltered life because of her mom going through the trauma of the first movie.
Right, and then how that passes on to her daughter as well. Yeah,
that was a good way to take it.
Yeah, it's not like the most developed thing in the world, but I definitely feel like it's a better exploration of generational trauma than whatever the hell was going on in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Yeah, I would say that too. I don't think the Rob Zombie movie is that thoughtful.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can understand why, like, you would like it or why other people would like it, because it is an unabashed Rob Zombie movie. Yeah. And I can appreciate it from that angle, but yeah, I don't like his style, like, at all. I don't think. I mean, maybe it's just I don't like it for a Halloween movie. Maybe that's just it.
Yeah, he's an acquired taste for sure.
Yeah, but like speaking of the like recent trilogy, I'm kind of interested in how like future moviegoers and generations are going to look back at like the recent trilogy, like specifically Halloween Ends.
I think people are like, that movie has its shooters for sure. Yes,
it surprisingly shares a lot of similarities with Halloween 3. It's the third movie in its kind of trilogy. It even borrows the same like font from Halloween 3 in its intro.
Yeah, and like the Silver Shamrock masks do show up in it.
Yeah, and it just is a complete departure from the previous two movies that it's a part of.
What bothers me so much about Halloween Ends is that like the third, because the first, okay, again, we're talking about the same continuity. We have Dr. Loomis there. Dr. Loomis is like, oh, evil's everywhere. Like, you know, no, like, nuance at all. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly Halloween Ends is like, oh, this is actually, we're doing a very thoughtful examination of what it is to be evil. And, like, does every town need its own boogeyman to survive? Like, wait a minute. This is a sequel to Halloween Kills. Like, there's no nuance to this trilogy at all. What is going on here? You're just, like, adding a book club reading to the final part of a trilogy out of the blue. It's like, it doesn't work for me at all. Like, I found it like, to be not a fun movie at all. I found it to be an irritating movie, a very like pretentious movie.
Yeah, I think it also shares it shares a similarity with Halloween 3 in that the very nature of it is very against what fans wanted. It's like Halloween 3, they just wanted more Michael Myers, and Halloween Ends, they specifically marketed it as the final confrontation between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. And then it's just not about that until like the last really 10 minutes of the movie.
And it's not even that good of a confrontation at all. Like,
yeah,
there's better confrontations heard in other movies.
Yeah, I think the like fight scene they have is like decent. It just should have been a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they marketed it as a Michael versus Laurie movie basically, and then it's not about that. And then Michael also just straight up isn't in the movie that much. He's not even the main bad guy.
Just call it Corey the movie, like.
Yeah, it's just such a strange idea because like at least with Kills. Like, it's dumb, but I can at least see what they're trying to go with, what they're trying to say, no matter how muddied or poorly executed it is. With Ends, I get the message they're going with, I just don't understand what they were thinking and how they went about it.
And, like, you know, I can see a podcast like mine, like 10 years' time, covering the movie, and just be like, hey, like, this is a movie that, like, it was trying to say something, and it was a departure, and that's why we like it. And like, maybe some time will make me reflect on it better, but like I look at the movies like, this is not that kind of franchise.
Yeah, maybe like a bad sequel will come out in the future. People will look like, oh, well, this was at least trying to say something, and like, it looks nice. John Carpenter's involved still. That is the one like actual consistently good thing about all three of those movies is that is John Carpenter's and his sons and the other guys that name that I always forget. Their score for all the movies are just fantastic.
Yeah, the fact that like a movie like Halloween Resurrection exists in this franchise makes other installments look so much better. Like, that movie is a real dud. It's trying to do something entirely different that's not really Halloween at all when it comes to like we're like broadcasting a Big Brother type reality show in some house and something.
Yeah, out of all of the Halloween movies, that is the one that is the most dated. Like, that is only a movie that could exist in the 2000s.
And, like, it's not even... like, I sometimes can appreciate that, but, like, it doesn't use it to its strengths either, and it just feels like a dated, bad horror movie from the time.
Yeah, it feels dated even, like, when it came out.
Yeah, like
even... not even... not even considering how dated it is now.
Yeah. And, like, because, like, if they release, like, 5 more bad Halloween movies, which they will. They absolutely will. They're never going to end this franchise.
Yeah.
Like, I can see people looking at Halloween Ends and coming to the same conclusions that we did with Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, is that...
Yeah, that, like, it's wild in what it tries to do, but at least it tries to do something.
Mm-hmm. Which I can appreciate nowadays when it comes to a lot of movies just not having anything to say or do, and they're just, like, kind of made to kind of, like... Like, sequels are always made to like, make a profit, but like, I feel like there's a lot of shallow, empty nostalgia thrown into movies just to, like...
Yeah. I do think it can also go the other way, and like some movies always try to have like an overarching theme to it, like they always have to say something, when it's okay to have a movie that doesn't, like, quote unquote say something.
Yeah. Like, did you see that movie Drop this year, that horror movie?
No, I did not.
That's one where, like, it's a fun premise of a woman going on a first date since, like, her abusive partner died, and someone's using the cloud to drop messages onto her phone, very threatening things, threatening to kill her kid, and said, unless she does exactly what they say. And fun premise, but the movie dives into the trauma angle so much that, like, for a fun premise, like, oh, like, it's like 100 minutes of just, like, trauma misery porn. Like, you had a fun premise, and, like, you're trying to say too much. And the thing is, especially elevated horror as a genre, and I feel like every movie's kind of about the exact same thing, where it's just about trauma. And it's just like, how many times can we tell the exact same story over and over?
Yeah, that's in contrast, because I don't know if have you seen Good Boy yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, but Good Boy is like the exact opposite of that, where the whole selling point of it's a spooky, scary, haunted house, but from a dog's perspective. Yeah. But like, it commits to that the whole way through. It's just about a horror movie where the dog is the main character. There's no, like, theme or saying or whatever. Like, it just sticks to its premise, and it's good for it. It's a actually good horror movie.
I really want to check that one out. But even, like, something like, you know, like the first Halloween movie, like, there's a lot the movie can unpack there too, without being explicit what the themes are. Like, there's stuff about, like, the false safety of suburbia, paternal units not being able to protect you in times of danger, generations coming back to haunt you. Like, there is things in there, but it's not so explicit as someone, like, just crying on the phone, like, oh, like, I miss them so much. Like, like most horror movies try to go for now.
Yeah, you can watch the original Halloween as just a straight-up slasher movie that's about a guy killing people. And you can get all the entertainment you want out of that.
And it doesn't feel like you're doing homework for a book club.
Right, yeah.
Which I felt like that's what Halloween Ends felt like for me. It's like, oh god, I'm doing this thematic analysis for a book report for class again. Like,
yeah, that actually would be pretty funny if someone in film school decides to assign it for someone to write an essay on it.
Okay, if anyone here listening to MoviePod right now, please email into the show if you've ever written an essay about Halloween Ends for a class. And if you have not yet, please write one for class. I will endorse you. I will email your prof, tell him to give him an A+. Alright, yeah, so, any final thoughts about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch?
Mainly, just what a fun, bizarre, strange anomaly of a film.
Mm-hmm.
So unlike any other film in its franchise, something we probably will never see again like it.
People got scared about doing something wildly different in a franchise. Like, you're not going to get, like, a Friday the 13th that actually doesn't have, like, a Jason Voorhees-like character in it.
Yeah. Ryan Johnson made a Star Wars movie that was something about other than nostalgia, and we are literally entering the throes of fascism because people didn't like it.
Yep, I can 100% make that connection, 100%, because, like, yeah, it's true, yeah, people rejected this, they had an expectation of what a Star Wars movie could be, someone kind of bucked the trend in a fascinating manner. I love that movie. And then the next movie was written by Reddit, and it was dire.
Yeah, and we still have not gotten a new Star Wars movie yet. Well, next year we will.
It looks pretty bad. Yeah, I think my thoughts on Halloween 3 is the exact same as yours, where, like, this is a fun anomaly, and I'm really glad it exists.
Yeah, the world is a better place with the movie about the Irish people trying to murder all of America's children with Halloween masks.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so, Jacob, anything you want to plug?
You can follow me at AnySphere324 on Twitter, or AnySphere at Blue Sky.
Will do. I'll have those in the show description as well. So, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for listening to this discussion we had. You can follow me at bwizard on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd. When this episode releases, because we're recording this a little bit early, I will be at the Forest City Film Festival in London, Ontario. So you can follow me on those websites for my coverage of the event. I also have some episodes, at least one or two, talking about that film festival. You can also follow MoviePod on Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Please keep sending letters into the mailbag. So fire an email off to moviepodmailbag@gmail.com for a chance to have your letter read on air. Any fun anecdotes, any questions from me, suggestions, just fire anything off to the mailbag because I would love to read something. So next week, I'll be joined by my friend Ben, and we'll be discussing Fincher's Alien 3. Any thoughts on Alien 3, Jacob?
Alien 3 is a fascinating movie.
It absolutely is.
Are you talking about the theatrical version or the director's cut of it?
Assembly cut for the most part.
Okay.
Because that's a movie where Fincher has disowned the theatrical cut. Actually, he's disowned both cuts. So the studio just pretty much put an entire cut of the movie with all its scenes just in order with the assembly cut. And I think it's a much better movie. It makes more thematic sense. It has better atmosphere. And yeah, that's another movie kind of like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, where people were expecting one thing, got something different, and absolutely fucking hated it.
Yeah. I guess my main reaction to it is, yeah, the assembly cut is better, but Aliens is still the only good sequel.
Like some of the prequels better than the sequels, but yep. So thank you again so much for joining me, Jacob.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Until next week, MoviePod Mafia, take care.